to talk about the different types of projects you've worked on, because just in the past few years, Smilf, Russian Doll, Frontline, and Mrs. America. I mean, these are all very different types and styles, of editing. Yeah. And I think I love the fact
difficult people before that, which is like slapstick.
I mean, so you're all over the map. You're everything from serious drama to comedy to documentary. And that's a little bit unusual. I think what you see more of is people just, I hate even to say pigeonhole, because I don't think it's that, but I think people develop an expertise in a certain category and then they just get a lot of work in that category. You've been able to sort of play with all sorts of genres, and I'd like to know a little bit more as to how you sort of crafted that in your career, and also what the benefits are to being able to play in so many playgrounds.
Well, I would definitely use the word pigeonholed, because I think that did happen to me at the beginning. What happened was I started as making like these kind of weird short films, which were kind of funny and like more art world stuff, like with grants and everything back in the late 90s, early 2000s, which kind of had so I had a little bit of a comic reputation from those. Then I moved to London in 2003, I think, and couldn't make any more of those, couldn't get a grant for the life of me, and started just editing on the side. And I just somehow fell into like these documentaries that were all just like, I just became like the depressing documentary guy, like children like being adopted and returned, soldiers with PTSD, ISIS, like just everything that was like big and depressing. But then someone in New York this showrunner remembered me that I had like this sort of a little bit of a comedy background. And he was the showrunner of Difficult People. So he wanted me to do it because he thought I could do comedy well. And I think it was when Hulu first started, and I think they actually pushed against hiring me. They're like, why do you want this guy with all this doc stuff? But then he stuck by me, and I think they were new enough. They were like, okay, whatever. And then it just took off. So then all of a sudden I had this dual track of like comedy in the US and serious doc in London. And it just kind of went from there. And then I got to like Russian Doll and Smilf and stuff and Smilf is kind of that drama comedy thing. So I think that helps a little bit with me getting into drama more. So it was just kind of this amorphous, just spread out. And I just, and I think it's great because now that there's no scripted, I've gone back to, I've cut a Frontline, on COVID, of course, recently. And I'm doing another documentary now that's going to take me to the end of the summer. So it's kind of great that I had that as experience as well. So I can work. Well, everything's shut down.
I mean, I think the obvious benefits to doing a bunch of things is that you constantly are honing your skills. Anything else that you can think of that is maybe a not so obvious benefit of being able to do so many different styles?
It kind of keeps you, I don't know. I just like the way you bring one to the other. You know what I mean? Like when I'm cutting something about like ISIS kidnapping Yazidi women for being sex slaves, like I actually still look for the funny parts. You know what I mean? Not that there are a lot, but there'll be weird moments of like the sort of like Free Syrian Army, like there's these rebels or something doing something really funny. And like, I don't know, I find those moments. And I think in comedy too, I can find the moments that are sensitive, and kind of make people a bit more, ground the characters and be closer to them, feel the realness. I think I know how to find out of that stuff too. So I think they feed each other. I think it's, it's great to do both in that way.